I was just reading these notes, and this one is, I gotta put my tea down for this one. This one right here is so crucial to the success of your relationships in the future and how others may be able to have relationships in the future. But only God knows how to reach my relationship goals. Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. I'm Adriana. There is no Kane, but he's on a trip right now, so I will be doing a solo video today, and I couldn't be more excited because I had a request to talk about the topic of dating and could I give some advice. So I will be drawing from my own experiences here today, but before we do that, you can like, comment, and subscribe to our channel so that you can stay in the know whenever we post a new video. I really am excited about talking about dating because I know how hard it can be to be dating and trying to have a godly relationship in the process of that. So I figured we would just talk about dating while drinking some tea. And I'm going to go ahead and brew tea today with you so that we can have a nice chill and just open session about dating. So without further ado, let's get into it. Got my teapot ready. I'm going to get some hot water in here, get it on the stove so it can start boiling, and then we can start our conversation while that's going. All right, first things first, what are your standards? What are your non-negotiables? Things that are an absolute, I cannot compromise on this, and if we're not on the same page about this, then we can't be together. That's really important to know. I see this kind of thing that happens time and time again where basically it's like you didn't know what you can and can't do without, and then you get into this relationship with someone and now you're in love and you're intertwined and wanting to like have this life together, but some things are not on the same page. I would call that not equally yoked in some areas, but you're not on the same page about things. So for example, if you're someone who really loves attention like myself, and I love having my husband around, I knew it was a non-negotiable for me to have a person in the military or a person who maybe they travel all the time for work. Like that was just something I had to know up front because I don't want to set myself up for failure knowing that I do require that. Like that's a love language for me, time, and it wasn't going to work for me. So you could be the nicest guy ever, but if you tell me that, I have to just like clean my hands of that. As far as romantic relationship, we can be friends, but I definitely could not, go past that friendship mark because that to me would be setting myself up for failure. And I don't want to hinder what they're doing in their life or stop progress in their life or their career because that's something that doesn't work well with my personality. So I made a list of the things that were non-negotiables for me. This is just my standard. So like you had to be a man of God, or at least be open to having a relationship with God seriously, not for me, but for yourself. And I just had to make sure that, they were okay with celibacy because I was not having sex until marriage. And there was a list of other things, but the point is like, you need to know what your standards are and your non-negotiables. What are they? Let's figure those out. And then that way you can save yourself a lot of heartache and hassle in the future when you start dating. Since we're on the topic about like the non-negotiables, your standards, I think it's important to understand what's a standard and like what's like a wish. A wish can very much be a preference, or it can also just be something that can be very shallow. Shallowness is a thing that I don't know if we talk about enough, and the realness of it for people. Let me tell you about myself. I to this day know that if I didn't get help from Jesus, y'all, I wouldn't have blocked my blessing of my husband because I had some very shallow tendencies of what I wanted or what my husband was going to have. And it's sad to say that one of those things was just like hair. I really wanted a certain texture of hair for my husband to have because of insecurities I had inside of me from things I grew up with, and just not feeling like my hair was an acceptable texture, grade of hair to be beautiful. So God revealed things inside of me by not sending me someone who had the hair texture that I said that I had to have when I was looking for my spouse. So you guys need to definitely understand, like, something that is shallow or a preference is not necessarily a standard that you need to have when you are looking for or waiting for your spouse to arrive. And you really need to check your heart about those things early, because if you don't, you really could and will block your blessing. If you're serious about wanting to meet your life partner and being able to recognize if this is the person that God may have for you, you really have to kind of like alter your thinking and change the way that you view what's important in a relationship. Looks will fade, you guys. They really will. I'm not saying you date somebody ugly or someone that you're not attracted to at all, but I'm saying that you want to look at that person's heart and the character that they possess, because that's what's going to last. That's what can be grown and built on and developed within your relationship, and to see if there's that compatibility there for your heart as well. Just make sure that your heart is right and what you're looking for, and that you are not dismissing a nice guy or a guy that God actually has for you because you can't get past some shallow tendencies.
All right, so my hot water is finally ready and I'm ready to make my tea. I'm using a passion tea. This is my favorite tea, and I'm mixing it with my detox tea. This really helps with bloating, you guys, so I highly recommend. I only use about a quarter size of honey, not to make it too sweet. And if you don't have a copper pot, I highly suggest. It makes the water so hot so you get the most flavors out of your tea. Leave me your favorite teas in the comments, guys.
Okay, guys, got my tea. Hope you got yours too, because we're about to spill the tea on the next thing you need to know while dating. Practicing good communication. This is one, y'all, that is so, my favorite word, so important, because you have to express what your expectations are, people. Too often people think, well, they should just know. Why? Like, they're a completely different person than you. They have completely different experiences than you. You have to be upfront about that communication and letting people know what you expect, what your standards are, as we talked about before, things that bother you, things that you wish were different. You have to express those things. You have to talk about those things more upfront too, and more direct than maybe you're used to, because, well, ladies, let's be honest, no disrespect, guys, but the men, you gotta be direct with them. Like, do not tiptoe around anything. Tell it like it is. Be very blunt, but with love, okay? But blunt, but with love, because if you don't do it that way, they'll say they didn't understand, or just trust me on this, ladies. Be direct, but do it with love at the same time, so that there's no confusion about what you meant to say, or how you thought you said. No, this is what I said. Okay? I know we like to text everything, but when you're dating someone and you're really trying to get to know them, I think it's really important that you do as much face-to-face communication, or if you got FaceTime, or even just talking on the phone, just so that things aren't misconstrued and that there's full understanding where you're coming from or what your intentions are behind how you say it. Body language and tone of voice can really change how somebody understands or perceives the conversation being had versus through text, especially early on when you're getting to know someone, so that there's no misunderstandings. The last thing I'll really say about communication, there's a lot I could say about that communication, by the way, but the last thing that I will really touch on is just being honest in your communication. really got to be honest so that people know what they're dealing with. Like, show your authentic self. Don't always just put this good front on for people so that they'll like you. Like, be who you are. Be honest in who you are and honest in your communication so that you can get the truest and best results from that relationship. Whether it ends in a spouse or it ends in a breakup, either way, you're going to gain something from it, learn something about yourself in the process. But honesty is very, very key so that you have the most success. Oh, sorry. I was just reading these notes, and this one is. I gotta put my tea down for this one. This one right here is so crucial to the success of your relationships in the future and how others may be able to have relationships in the future. You have to be ready and willing to heal from a previous relationship before you enter a new one. So often you hear the best way to get over a man is to get under another one. No, wrong answer, my sister. Especially if you're a Christian woman, you know that's not the answer. We're looking for godly, wholesome relationships, ones that are going to last and stand the test of time, one that were divinely and purposely created and put together for the sole purpose of these two people to flourish in this life, okay? You can't do that if you just hop from one relationship to the next without fully reflecting and healing and growing in the process, because that's when you start bringing baggage to the next relationship, and that's when you start holding someone else accountable and at fault for something that someone else did to you in a previous relationship that had nothing to do with that person that you're dating now. This is why hurt people, you guys. This is really important. I need this to sink into your spirits, your souls, your mind, your body, everything. Yes, it is hard to deal with the hurt and the pain of a breakup or just a letdown and just disappointed feelings when you thought something was going to be more than it actually ended up being. But I'm telling you that if you believe that was so great, you have to know that God has something so much better for you, so much more compatible for you, so much more amazing for your life than what you thought was great. But it does require some work on your part as well. You cannot just drag all of this pain and hurt and everything and throw it into another relationship just because, oh, he's really cute and he's so nice and he makes me laugh and he makes me feel good and like the last guy didn't do that. Okay, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be in the beginning. If you aren't feeling like that in the beginning, I don't know why you're dealing with him. But the problem is that you just hop so quickly into something else that you're not able to fully allow yourself to feel the hurt and the pain from the last situation. So again, like I said, you just bring it into the next one. And that creates a cycle and patterns that allow you to either waste time, which we don't have time to waste, ladies. You know, clock be ticking. Everything's good on God's time though, y'all. Just saying that we don't have time to waste on people that we're not, in God's will for us. So why not just take the time that's necessary to work on ourselves and to heal and to grow and to be better and to become the greatest versions of ourselves, so that when we do meet that life partner that God has for us, we are ready to present that best version of ourselves, so that the two best versions of ourselves can come together and create something really beautiful. That's how you get those power couples, you guys. It's not two broken people coming together to make each other whole. No, baby, that is only what God can do for you. You're trying to fill voids with other people that are human and have flaws and will let you down every time. Okay? That's what God's for. You need to let God come into that space where it's broken so that you can heal and you can be all that He's created you to be without someone, so that when He introduces that someone, you're equally yoked, you're meshed together to form something beautiful, something that can't easily be broken. And that's so important. It's so important to the success and longevity of a relationship. Okay, well, it's getting dark and the lighting is not going to be good very soon. And I want to finish my tea. So I hope that these tips for dating, or this advice, my life experiences, whatever you want to call it, were helpful to you in some way, shape, or form. And I really enjoy doing this with you guys. This was a different pace for me, and I look forward to doing it and doing it better each time. But yeah, I pray that, you know, everybody will come to meet the person that God has for them and experience the true blessing of a godly marriage, because it's amazing, you guys, and it's beautiful and it's divinely created. But you do have to do your part. You do have to do your work on yourself to grow and to take the steps to learn how to have the most godly relationship that you can. And it's always a work in progress, so know that it'll never be perfect. But I love you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. So like, comment, and subscribe, please, and we'll see you next time on our channel. Bye.
I took my shot and I missed. I gotta wrap up the list. Think it's time to let go.
Y'all, isn't he cute? Oh, hello, Mowgli. No, but for real, you guys, Mowgli, I'm trying to show them something. Mowgli, what do you want? What do you want? Mogs. What's up, Nani? Reggie, don't judge. Okay, Mowgli, say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Oh. Say goodbye, y'all.